To go wireless or not to go wireless?
That is the question.
That's not how I remembered it in high school. I've often thought about getting a wireless guitar setup to streamline my gig preparations and keep the stage area neat. This is especially important during solo acoustic gigs where space is very limited, and those are most of the gigs that I do. You do not want wires hanging all over the place. My goal here is to simplify my setup, not run around the stage like Eddie Van Halen. Now, you may or may not have heard of a company called Xvive, a company that's known for producing really high quality audio gear and wireless systems for musicians. I'd seen their stuff on Sweetwater here and there, and when I thought about going wireless, I just never really acted on it. Recently, I received a pretty exciting email from Xvive where they offered to send me their U2 wireless guitar system to use it and to review it. Needless to say, I was really excited about the opportunity. And so I immediately checked out their website. I looked at their range of products and a lot of the artists who use them. And sure enough, I got the unit today. So in this video, I'll guide you through the entire process from unboxing this unit to a basic tutorial, what it's like to someone who's never used it before, just like me. I'll use it here at my home. We'll go through it. And finally, the best part, I'm going to take it out to one of my solo acoustic gigs. And we're going to see how it does out in the field. I'm going to play it for the evening. I'll come back, I'll share my honest thoughts on the product, and I'll decide if perhaps this is the device that finally will get me to go wireless, and it might help you decide if this is something you might want to add to your setup. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get started. Let's open up the box and see what it looks like. All right, let's see. Looks like they sent me the black version. Guitar wireless system. Looks like it just slides open. Kind of push that through, it's snug. Oh, look at that. Pretty boxing. Put this to the side. Let's open this bad boy up. Let's see what we got. Wireless guitar system. Manual. Okay. We'll look over this a little bit later. Like a warranty card. And here is some of the other products. In-ear monitors and wireless Bluetooth receivers, phantom power supply, all kinds of stuff. I'll put that to the side for now. And let's take one of these out. I'm so excited. Look at that. This is the receiver. This is the end that would go on your guitar. All right. Or your amp, depending on what end, or your mixer, or pardon the noise. We have a plumber in the house today doing some work. Let's close these back up. And these are rechargeable. And I'll get to you on the specs. I believe it's 6 hours or 5 hours. So it comes with this little cable. That's a Y cable, which is pretty cool. Looks like you could charge them both from one universal spot. And that's what's in the box. I'm going to put these aside for now. Let's get one more nice little shot of them. And we're going to charge them up. I'll let you know if they came in the box charged or not, or if I had to, how long they took to charge. I'll get some of that. But for now, that's the unboxing. Looking forward to trying these. So here we are again. And a little correction to what I said earlier. One of these, if you notice, is marked receiver. One of these is marked transmitter. When I had opened the box, I called them both transmitters or both receivers. I don't remember. So the receiver would be the one that goes on the end of your amp or your board, all right? And the transmitter would be on your instrument. Just a minor correction. So I turned them on, just a simple on button, right? Just to see if there was any battery power. And lo and behold, there was battery power. Okay, the light is red, which indicates that there's battery power, and it would blink red if it was low battery. That being said, I did put them on the Y charger, which is just plugged into a regular power brick, okay? And it's mini USB on this end, which is kind of a drag. I like the other one better, but it does feel nice and secure. I will say that. Plugged it in. And I did notice that at some point, I had it plugged in, and at some point, when I checked back on it, that red light had turned off, which leads me to believe that it had gained full charge. Okay, so this is just kind of what they both look like, and they were both hooked up to this Y adapter. Just so you know, I looked at the manual, and the manual is actually pretty good. So for charging times, 15 minutes of charging time gets you a half hour of battery life. 30 minutes gets you 1 hour. 1 hour of charging time gets you 2 hours of battery life. And 2 hours of charging time gets you 5 hours. So if you have a full charge, you're getting 5 hours, allegedly, of battery life. I'll test this, I suppose, at a gig, which I'll take it to this Friday. We'll take it out in the field. Spoiler alert, I did hook it up to my amp, and it seems to work pretty cool. I'm going to, of course, show you that, but I want to cover this stuff first before we get to the amp and before I take it out to a live show. But I did plug it in real quick, and I gotta say it was pretty simple to use. Let me unplug it, and I'm going to go through the channels and what this blue light means here. Okay, and it's really quite simple. So you notice you have two buttons here. You have an on and off button and the channel button. Now, when you first turn on, let's say we were to turn the receiver on first, okay? There's 4 channels that this could be possibly using. 4 different channels that these can transmit on. So when you turn it on, this blue light, if it blinks once, it's channel 1, twice for channel 2, 3 times for channel 3, 4 times for channel 4. So this is on channel 3, okay? When I turn the other device on, 1, 2, it's also on channel 3. And because they're both on the same channel, the receiver is then going to give you a solid blue light. This is letting you know that these two bad boys are talking to each other. Let's say I wanted to change the channel. So let's say I'm getting some sort of interference.
Or the other guitar player in the band is using an XVive and we can't be on the same channel.
And I know that this is on channel 3. I want to switch it to another channel. I double click. Every time I double click, now it's on channel 1. So of course, this has now been moved to channel 1 because the light blinked once. I'll click it again. It'll go to channel 2. Double click. 1, 2. Now this is on channel 2. So notice the blue light is off because they're not on the same channel anymore. This is on channel 2. This is still on channel 3. So I'll double click through this one. Double click. 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's on channel 3. It's telling me it's on channel 3. Double click again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this one's on channel 4. Remember, I got to get it to channel 2. Double click again. 1. It's on channel 1. Now I'm going to double click again. It's going to click twice to tell me it's on channel 2. And then both of these devices will be on the same channel and the light should stay solid blue. 1, 2. And now they are both on the same channel. The light turns solid blue and we are on channel 2. If I was just starting out, now I come in, I turn the bolt on, they're just going to automatically sync up. Okay? Really simple. Really cool. The other cool thing, and I'll get into more of this later, is how this is kind of hinged. And I'll show you that, how when you plug it into, let's say, a Strat, you can angle this device so it's out of your way, you know? If you were to plug it into to a Les Paul, something like on the side of the guitar or the bottom of the guitar, this will just hug. You know, let's say we're plugging it in like this. This will hug to the bottom of the guitar. Really cool. They feel kind of sturdy. They really do feel like solid plastic. Like it doesn't feel like if it fell, it would crack in half. It does not feel that way, okay? So this is just the initial setup. I gotta say it was pretty simple. And we're gonna take this onto the guitar and we're gonna test it out some more. So here we have our device. I'm just going to plug it in right here. And see how nice it just kind of folds up. If it gets in your way, you can, you know. This is, of course, on the Strat. on the telly. I'll show you later. We could put it right down here and it'll fold up alongside. Here's my trusty old Princeton. Love this amp. And then we're gonna plug in our little XVive. Put her in channel 1. And nice and simple, just click it on. It's talking to the transmitter. Remember, the receiver goes on the amp, transmitter on the guitar. Both devices are communicating. So right now, my guitar is communicating with this amp. Let's play a little bit. All right, so here I am. I'm holding the guitar a little funny here, just so you can, I want you to make sure that this is in the frame. I want to make sure you can see it and that you can see this. So we're plugged in to my Fender Princeton here. I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. Really not much to talk about. We have this plugged in. I could fold this up out of the way if I, to access my tone controls. I found that that would help a little bit. Depending on how you play, it may or may not be an issue. Looks really nice on the guitar. Okay, no problem whatsoever communicating here with the amp. And I'm just, earlier I'd done a quick test where I plugged the guitar directly into the amp and then did an A/B comparison with the wireless and the cable. I didn't hear any difference. I didn't feel any delay. Okay. Another thing to mention is right now I'm going directly into the amp. But if you were going through a pedal board, this would stay on your guitar, the transmitter. The receiver, however, wouldn't go on the amp. It would go on the first device in your pedal board, the device that you would normally plug your guitar into. That's where you would put this receiver. And then the last device in your pedal board, the one that comes out into the amp, would just plug into the amp the way you always did. And you would still have that freedom between your guitar and the receiver. It's just that the receiver wouldn't be plugged directly into the amp. Pretty straightforward, but just in case sometimes people get confused. The tone still sounds give it a little bit more range. Sounds like my Princeton always did. Now, in case you're wondering what this little contraption is, I want to test the range of this thing. I'm going to walk away. All right, I'm going to take a little walk, and we're going to lock this onto my pretty little face, and I'm going to wander off with the guitar, okay? And we won't know. I won't know if the guitar is actually coming through the amp or not, but we will find out when I get back. I'm just going to strum, simple notes because I'm holding the camera in my other hand. So right now, I am shifting over to the camera, and we're going to take just a walk out of the room. I'm about, I don't know, I'd say 8 feet from the device. Walking through the house, 3, 4. I'm probably about 18 to 20 feet from the device. Now keep in mind, I am in the house. I am not out in a environment where you might have other signals interfering, and so this is not a perfect test. If it's going to break up yet. All I'm probably about, I would say, 25 to 30 feet from the device. My messy house. All right. So now I'm going to walk around, and I'm actually going to head outside. Okay. So my neighbors already think I'm strange, so why not give them a real reason to think that. Okay, I'm outside, so now I'm about, I would say I'm about 15, 20 feet from the device. Now I'm on the outside wall of the house, walking out to the street. I'm probably 50 some odd feet from the device. Maybe I'll just walk around the neighborhood doing this, talking to myself. I don't know if the thing is working or not. Say hi to the neighbor. Okay, we'll walk back in. Hey Anthony, do you think I'm strange? Alright, so we're walking back in. Nice little conversation with the neighbor. I can kind of hear the amp through the wall of the house. So it's kind of on the opposite wall and maybe 6 feet away from that wall. Alright, turn the volume down. Coming back in. Were you able to hear it? I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to take it out on an acoustic gig. We're going to see how it works in a live setting with my acoustic guitar. Should be interesting. So I'm on my way to play a rooftop lounge gig down at the beach, and I'm taking out the XVive to test out, and I'm pretty excited about it. I've been using it at home the last few days, and I gotta say it really is fun to use. It's nice to not have all the cables all over the place. As you saw, it tested pretty well. I was able to take it outside. I was able to walk pretty much around the whole house and maintain a signal. Once we got into like 30 something feet, it got a little bit weird. So, I mean, all right, maybe you're not gonna use this thing at a stadium gig, but I don't think that's what most people are using it for. So, I will say that when it came time to pack up, I did notice that there's no carrying case. And for a device that's meant to be taken with you to perform out, because it's a wireless device, it's meant to be gigged with, I think that it would be good if they would have included some sort of carrying pouch that you could just throw in your guitar case, throw in your gig bag, rather than having these two plastic devices kind of just bouncing around. What I did was I had a microphone pouch from like a Shure SM58. I threw them in the microphone pouch. I just kind of put a rubber band around it so they wouldn't move around, and that's what I'm going with. But XVive, if you're listening, some sort of carrying pouch would be awesome. If you could make that happen, that would be great. I don't know, maybe the price point being what it is, it's only about $100 some odd. Maybe that doesn't make it possible to include a pouch, I don't know. As for the setup, I will be obviously plugging the transmitter right into the side of my acoustic guitar, and I'll show you what that looks like. You would plug the receiver into the first input of your pedal board where you would normally plug your guitar in. So it's going into the input of my loop pedal. That's the only pedal I use, and the output of my loop pedal will go into the main mixer to the house, as usual, with a regular cable. So it would be like if you're using a pedal board, like I explained in the house. All right, I'm going to pay attention to the road, and I will see you when we get there. Really great. I'm pleased with this. Now, my apologies for not having more live footage. Somehow I managed to screw up the recording of my live set, so I didn't have much footage to choose from back here when I was editing. One thing that was kind of cool was at one point in my set I took a guitar solo during Sultans of Swing, and I was actually able to walk out a little bit from the microphone and, kind of not walk around the room, but, just step away. And you could see people got a kick out of that. It was nice not to be tied down to a cable. When you have a cable at your feet, you're always afraid to kind of move around. You think you're going to knock something over or trip over something. It was really cool. Sonically, I had zero issues with the device. It didn't feel like there was any delay. I did not notice any difference when I was playing at all. It was really great. I will be using this device moving forward. It was just so easy. One less cable to have to deal with at my feet. One less cable to have to unwind and take out and unknot. I plugged these devices in, I turned them on, and I played. Between sets, I shut them off so that I wouldn't drain the battery unnecessarily. I played for about 3 hours, which was well within the 5-hour range of battery life. It was a non-issue. I don't have much bad to say about this device, other than that I think it should come with a small carrying case, which would make it easier to take to gigs. For $154, I think it's worth it. I have it recharging right here. I'm taking them out tonight. I have a gig tonight, and I'm taking them with me. That's it. I love it. I did put an affiliate link in the description from Amazon. If you choose to buy this and you buy it from that link, it would help support my channel. This is not an advertisement. You do what you want. If this is something you were going to buy, though, you could use that affiliate link and help support the channel. I also put a product link to the company in the description if you want to browse around and check out the company and some of its other devices. As always, I am Frank Persico. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this community. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.